Welcome back to episode 6 of the Riverview Investment Challenge here on Riverview Farms. We're into May and we just got done mowing our own field of grass, and I've come over here to field 16. I said I wasn't going to buy this field before. I was going to buy these other. The problem is, for the money, this one's already planted. It just makes sense to go ahead and buy this one and probably eventually buy this one and this one. I'm thinking I want four of them, and then we can take out the fence in between them all to be able to drive easier through here. It was kind of hard getting the header head down the road the way it was with what we had here. It can be done, it's just tight. Fortunately, there's no traffic on the road on these back roads, so that did help. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy this. As you can see, we've been making decent money every month between the two BGAs producing our sell points on the wool and chicken eggs right now. We did sell 200 pigs. That batch came due, which I figured out we were kind of. I added some more. There's probably a better way to maximize those than what I was doing. We're going to get a worker started on this. I should have probably, in hindsight, brought the extra wagon over, because this field probably will fill one. The other thing is our sheep pen. We can pop over there. They're producing. I think we're up to like 650 in here. But it's, you can see the meadows out, so all this grass has to go into it. Well, we're converting it into hay first, then I'm putting it in it. But for whatever reason, I mean, I thought they fixed meadows, and then I've heard meadows, the way they work is you got to come in here and pull all the animals off of it to let it regrow, which is just a huge pain if you've got 2,000 animals and no decent way of moving livestock in this. So it looks like we're just going to have to feed them the rest of the way out. That's why I recommend, if you're going to do pens, pastures, plant a grass field first. As soon as it's ready, grown, slap this down on top of it and tell it that you do not want to plant a meadow, and it'll use the grass instead. Still probably wouldn't keep up with 2,000 head when that's full anyway, eventually. So we did sell all the wool off, so all the wool that comes out now is just going to instant sell. But Slurry, we're caught up on Slurry. We're gonna run out of one of the BGAs this month, I think, or next month. So we finally, those two BGAs are keeping up with the pig Slurry. I took out the hedge and part of the some trees here to give us some room here to pull into the drive. I may do another piece down here at this end, just to make it easy to go around the shed, since we do own the field. There's really no reason to have this here. We could take this out too and be able to drive through here, just a nice circle drive. But like I say, I want to purchase these other two fields, and then I can take out part of these hedges as well. It'll just be easier going in between fields than going down these narrow streets. The other thing I want to do today is I do want to buy a new tractor, and I think I'm just going to go, I'm going to get a large tractor, because eventually we're going to need a planter and a plow. I'm just going to get this, the Massey 425, spend 300 grand on it. Just do it right the first time. I think this will be a decent one for what we want to do. It's kind of the top end tractor. I was hoping there'd be some on the used market. I suppose I better look. It's been a little bit today since I looked, but there wasn't. Yeah, used market's just been pretty bad. But we'll just go ahead and buy this. And then, we just sold some products. Had the hour go, so on the hour things flipped through there. Which is weird too, because first thing in the morning I thought it would sell full pallets, but no, it's selling partials all night long. So you'll have a long string of what you sold first thing in the morning when you wake up from your spawn point. But it's a lot better. I don't have to worry about the thing maxing out. I do want to buy. Oh, this just popped up, huh? I want a seeder. I just don't think we need it this month. Well, I know we don't since we bought that field, but if we're going to buy another field, we're going to need this seeder. Either this one, or this one, and I think this one's probably, I mean, I know you're getting another 2 meters here, but it's quite a bit more money. I guess we'll have to wait and see. One of these two is what we'll end up buying. Just so we have enough money to, or just so it's non-till, because we will replant these in November. These other fields have crops on them, so I do plan on just coming in over the top of this. So this one is like stage 2 of 5. I don't know. So I'd like to buy this one before it gets to 5, because it is 100% fertilized. And this one has nothing in it, plus it needs limed and plowed. I might let them do a little bit of that work, see if they do either one of them, just to save us from having to do it. But yeah. And I mean, technically we could buy these in a couple months, for sure. I mean, our pigs, yeah, we got the big batch coming up again. This will be what, 800K in 3 months. So unfortunately we'll probably need to buy this other one before then, right? Yeah, because 3 months this thing will probably be at the full 5 of 5, and I don't think I want it in harvest state because it'll probably chew up one of those fertilized states. So we'll probably have enough between now and then, between selling wool. We're making between the wool, the eggs, the wood that's auto selling, the BGAs, we're making a little over 100K a month. The only problem is we are down to 215,000 feed. This needs to be pushing 500 to go 9 months. So, I mean, I know it looks like a lot, but we do need to spend another $300,000 on chicken feed, or pig feed here coming up. But, see how this guy's doing. I think I'm going to run down. Oh, that's the other thing I guess we should talk about. I sold our other truck and bought this one. This one was on the used market. It was almost an even trade. I think I had to pay a few more bucks for this used one. I just went with a shorter wheelbase, shorter nose. Just makes turning them a little easier. It still is probably too long for this map, but it's a little bit better than it was. So let's grab this tractor. We need to run on back to the grass fields. We should grab a trailer, take it over to that guy so he has a fresh trailer. And we need to fertilize the field we mowed, plus probably a new field. Once he's done with that, they will both need fertilized. But yeah, we'll run home and like I say, once you get over the bridge here, there's zero traffic, which is nice. Because these are essentially one lane anyway. It would be a nightmare if you had traffic. Right in front of us, this is the farm that we'll, I guess we could drive up in here too. This is going to be the farm that we buy. It might be next episode, actually, when we sell all those pigs. We might have enough to think about go ahead and doing this. But you got all these sheds. We'll get rid of the sheds, of course, because this will be one of the custom farms. There's several different tiers to this farm. It's kind of crazy. Spread out, but has some nice flat building areas. And we'll have to see once we get up here if we buy like a couple, like this field here, to be able to make like barley for the chickens, or we just keep buying feed for the chickens. I haven't decided. We do need straw one way or the other to be able to make TMR, because we're going to need TMR for the dairy cows once we get into that. We can make silage, we can make hay, but we don't have the straw, so I don't know whether it's worth planting a field for that, or we just buy some straw bales to be able to make the TMR. Haven't decided yet. This is not a huge map, but the way the road system's set up, it takes you quite a while to get from place to place, because you're doing a lot of curves and winding around. There's not too many straight shots from one place to another. Probably our Farm 1 and Farm 2 is the closest thing to having a straight shot. I wonder if we don't want to take that trailer over first. I think I parked it down here. We're probably going to need another fermenting silo too. My experience with this, with the Omatana fermenting silos, is they're a little slow. So as we keep adding fields, I don't think it's going to keep up. Which is fine, because where we're at, we'll, you know, if we keep buying, we'll probably try and put one down, maybe over where we're harvesting right now, where we're mowing. That way they're spread apart a ways, so you're not having to run all the way back here to dump. And it'll be closer to grab the product out to take up to the cattle, which will be at that farm I just showed you. Run around here. Yeah, you can take out these hedges, but I don't know if you can take out the stone walls or not. Stop him. I found with these guys, if you can stop them and then go right back to that same spot, usually they're pretty decent about picking up where they left off. We didn't want to drop the head. game going again. Jump back in this one. Curious if there's another way out of this field too. Like over there. But would that be any quicker? I don't know. Is this pretty much the only way in and out? Must be. It's all... Nope. Yeah, it's kind of a piss poor way in. That's why I say we buy the one next to it. We'll start opening up a path to get over here. They'll be all grass fields, so you can drive across them. You don't have to worry about destroying anything. We got 158,000 liters off of this. Don't know if we'll get that much with what's left, but definitely a lot more than what's on our other field. We'll have to keep that in mind and just bring 2 trailers next time instead of doing the swap. We need to test that anyway to see if that forage wagon can shoot the spout into the second one. Most of the time they can, I just haven't tried it with this particular, with the New Holland. I think I run a Fent and 2 of the Crones on my Survive 25 series, and they both can do it. Of course, the Crones, they both have the long spout extended. Fertilizer. Wow. Apparently whatever I remove there still has some collision. Sometimes that happens in this game. I haven't exited yet. Sometimes when you save and exit, come back in, that collision will be removed. Hoping that's all it is and not some invisible thing that's still there. Hopefully we got enough fertilizer to do both fields. I know that other field's quite a bit bigger, but I think we got enough to do it. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I know there's quite a few people doing it right now, which is great. It's fun to have a series that, you know, several of us in the community is doing it at the same time. So I've put some of those people's names in my first video of this series, so if you want to go check that out and maybe see somebody else's take on this. I know a lot of them are doing contracts. I chose not to on this. yeah, so it's just interesting to see how different people tackle the same. That's the beauty of farm sim, isn't it? You know, there's so many different ways you can do it or not do it. You can do it at your own pace. You can speed through it, whatever you want to do. So I probably go a little too fast instead of sitting back and enjoying the ride. You know, trying to max out my pigs, max out the sheep, max out the chickens, but it's kind of the way I play. I am starting a series that should be out, if it's not out already, as this comes up. A series on the new Polish map, Lapinki, I think is what it's called. It's going to be a 100 horsepower challenge, so I'm kind of limited my tractors to 100 horsepower or less. It's hard settings. Combine's probably going to have to be something in the 150 to 200 range. We just don't have any good mods yet to not do that. And yeah, it's going to be a slower series for me because of that. I'm also playing where I can't have more than 20 acres, so it's going to be called Little Fields, Big Yields. So the goal is to start that way, keep myself under 20 acres, and eventually get $2 million in the bank. See how long it takes me. I'm using small equipment, obviously. The pins on there have don't hold many animals. So like I think the pig pen on there holds something like 25 pigs. So it's going to be a little bit different than what I'm doing here and trying to max this out. It's just going to be more of a slower paced, small equipment. Which I wish there was some better mods out there for small equipment, but we're getting a few. You know, they every so often, every week, you get one or two here and there that kind of start adding that up. The other series I'm doing, if you're looking for it, I do some lives. I am doing a live on the French Peignay map where I can only buy used equipment. So it started from $0 and obviously doing contracts, and then that one is also on hard difficulty, and I can only buy used equipment. So you're kind of at the mercy of the used equipment market. So you might check that out. I try and stream that a few times a week in the evenings here in the U.S. So it'd be awesome if you stop by and check that one out or watch the replay. There's several of them out already. But having a lot of fun with that series too. And I've done a few where I tell myself I have to have so much used equipment. What you find out is you end up using a lot of equipment that you normally wouldn't have, because you know, if there's a baler in the used equipment sale, well, you better buy it because you don't know when another baler's coming around. So maybe it's a baler you didn't use, maybe it's a plow you wouldn't use, cultivator. So it's a little fun that way. Let's see. Yeah. You gotta be about done, don't you? Finished on this end. Yeah, so we're gonna end up, I don't know, 120, 130, along with the 150, 280. We're getting about 188 off the other field. So it's gonna start adding up. still haven't grabbed the silage additive. I need to do that. I normally rely on a buy station to do that, but we can't have buy stations in this map. Well, we probably could for that, but I'm just going to kind of do it without the buy stations. I'll probably just buy a case or two of it. Also need to probably buy some fuel stations, a fuel tank to put down at every place. It's one thing you will notice about these forage wagons, these forage harvesters, they do burn through a lot of fuel. So as we keep expanding and doing 4 or 5 cuts a year, we're gonna burn through fuel. Let him finish here, and we'll just pull him off out of the way. We'll probably leave the the harvester over here. We'll take the wagon back, obviously, and dump the grass into the fermenter to get it converted to hay. The other thing you gotta watch with these guys, I don't know why it does this, but if you bring the pipe back up, it will shoot some back in there. For some reason, it stores a little bit in there. Not a big deal, just something I like to do to make sure we're getting everything. Let's just gonna do that again, aren't we? Let's unhook that and just leave that there for now. This can park right here. Okay. Try and knock this field out. It's good to go another 2 months. Eventually we get 4 of these fields. We might have to think about getting another forage harvester too. We'll see. Maybe we won't, because this is not going to be a super long type series where we're going to be playing on here for years to years. So we might just put up with only having one. But like I said, I might survive 25. I've got a lot of fields. I have 3 of them running now. 2 to 3 at all times, that way. Even with those faster heads, now that you can get with the tool height control, it's nice to knock it out, especially when, like I said, you gotta do this 5 times a year. It gets a little monotonous. The quicker you can get it done, the better. This is what I kind of wish they'd come out with a new fertilizer mod too. Like, this is really only our decent combo that'll do lime and fertilizer at the same time. Same machine. They do have a few that are smaller, but anything that holds serious quantity, it'd be nice to get something that would throw farther. I mean, 42 or even 50 meters would be great. Again, just speed. Exactly remember where we started. I think just past this wagon. Yeah. To the right too. I guess I didn't notice that jogs back around. That's fine. Go down here. Oh no, it's gonna go that direction. cool. Mods have kind of been hit or miss coming out. We have been getting more. It's just like some days we get a bunch, some days we don't get much. Nothing super exciting that I've seen on mods that I'm just like, oh yeah, this is the best mod. Can't. So glad it came out, but I guess I don't even know what I'm looking for on that department either. Seems like a lot of times Giant's been releasing some of the equipment too, and I just look at it and I'm like, you know, what's really the point of this tractor? Is it just if you're a brand fanboy, it'll fill it out for you? Because it falls in a slot that we've already got 2 or 3 tractors that fit that criteria and are cheaper. So hopefully we keep getting mods. Like I said, I'd like a bunch more smaller equipment mods to make survival challenges. Even that 100 horsepower challenge, some more small mods for it. That's kind of what I'm looking for, is small mods and maps. Large stuff I really don't need. Maybe eventually I'll play some large map style, but for right now I enjoy the small. I guess the other thing I'd like to see come out is more trucks, like pickup trucks. You know, you keep teasing all these Fords and Chevys and Dodges coming out. I haven't seen a one of them. So either the modders have so many bugs in them they can't keep getting rejected, or you know, I mean, it must be that it's just going to take forever because we haven't got a single truck that I can think of since we went live. Not that I use pickups a lot, but you know, in a playthrough like right here, it'd be nice to have a pickup to, you know, talking about silage additive. If I just want to run down to the shop and grab a pallet of it, hop in my truck, go do it. Oh, we might have to come back. Well, no, we don't need to come back. We can leave this too. We don't need it. You might as well stay here till we harvest this again in 2 months, and it can fertilize this and then come back. So yeah, it's gonna be 3 months, I think I said, for the pigs to be ready, but we'll probably try, if I can pull it off. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, if I can pull it off, I want to buy that other field before then, but we might just wait. We might wait for that field until after we've bought the main farm. Just these 2 fields are more than enough to get us enough hay for the sheep. I mean, way more than enough. And then we're kind of starting to stockpile some hay and silage for eventually our beef cows and dairy. So yeah, it probably makes more sense just to wait to buy these other 2 fields until we bought the main farm and started getting into cattle. Like I said, we might have to buy some straw to make TMR. The beef cows can eat hay, no problem. But the dairy cows, I'm gonna feed them TMR, straight TMR. So, speaking of that, I think I will shut the silage off on this. We've got some in there already. Yeah, I think for right now, because I'll get into the beef cattle hard before I go to the dairy side, so we will need more hay. beef cattle can eat just straight hay and be perfectly fine, 100% health. So that's probably what we'll do. But yeah, that's probably going to do it for this episode. We'll probably come back in 3 months when the pigs are ready to sell. We'll sell off a big sell of pigs in and go look to go buy the main farm, which is the last farm we need. Then it'll just be a case of really filling them all out and figuring out how we're going to customize it so that it looks halfway decent, which I have no clue. Not good at that, but anyway, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.